We'll find out moments in moments. We're live right now.
Are we live right now?
This happens every week where we don't know if we're live or not.
We are live. We are live. Okay, we're
the red
live.
light means live, like in many other instances.
Awesome.
We are live today, this Wednesday, for #Hawaii here in Kaka'ako. We're at a new spot called Morning Brew that just opened up 3 weeks ago today. So we are now broadcasting actually live from inside of Morning Brew, which is located in Salt, Honolulu, an up-and-coming area.
Yeah, Kaka'ako apparently is where it's at. I would love to live down here. It's just too expensive. But lots of new restaurants, businesses, and I love how much of it is local. That's the most important thing. It's not a ton of chains down here right now. It's a lot of cool local, you know, hipstery shops and cool places to get coffee. We're both drinking matcha lattes today. Mine is milk and he's gone with soy.
Going somewhat healthier route, but yeah, pretty cool environment. There's upstairs and downstairs. I'm not sure you can see behind us. There's actually a lot of seating for a coffee shop, but they do more than just serve coffee. They have food. They also have a breakfast and lunch menu, so a great place to hang out, check out if you're in the area. Wi-Fi in the area as well, so great to see a lot of these new sort of businesses popping up in Kaka'ako, especially in the Salt community.
And you know, with this show, we have to make clear that we don't get paid by the people that we go to see. And here, like, we honestly just like rolled up and we're like, hey, can we do our show inside your place like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. clearly it looks like we planned this, but yeah. So first off, let us start off how we start up every week with our hashtags. I'll let you go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so mine is momsomnia, which is a term that I just heard, which totally describes what I'm going through. My daughter turned 1 on Saturday, which is awesome. Happy birthday, Kaya. And even though she's not waking up in the middle of the night to eat anymore, she tends to sleep through the night. I wake up every night, 3, 4 in the morning, and I end up reading Twitter on my phone. I can't sleep. And then also because, like, you know, I get very interested in politics, and what's happening in Washington is so interesting. And then the timing is such that, you know, at 4 in the morning, like, the news cycle has started on that side. So I just end up reading my phone for like 2 hours in bed. It's terrible, and that's why I have these bags under my eyes.
You catch. Still looks fine. Well, my hashtag is #HawaiiWVB. This is the official hashtag for, of course, Wahine Volleyball, which gets underway, believe it or not, this Friday.
Awesome.
It's so crazy that we are now talking about another Wahine Volleyball season. I am a sports commentator. I'm actually entering, I believe this is my 8th season as a commentator for, now we are called Spectrum Sports. So there was a little bit of a transition over the summer where, of course, Oceanic Time Warner became Spectrum, which is owned by Charter. So not a lot of changes you'll see, but we will say that, unfortunately, if you have Hawaiian Telecom, you will not be able to watch Wahine Volleyball this season. So that's something that's new. And we're also moving to Channel 12. We were on Channel 16, now we're going to be moving to Channel 12. But other than that,
isn't it OC16? That's so confusing.
It is very confusing. So OC16 was on Channel 12, and OC Sports, which I was on Channel 16. It's really complicated. It's about boxes. It's about, and branding was horrible. But now we are going to be on Channel 12, so we're no longer on Channel 16 for Wahine Volleyball.
You'll still be called OC16?
We're not. It's Spectrum Sports.
Spectrum Sports. Okay, cool.
But OC16 is called Spectrum OC16. I think
to keep it confusing.
They felt that it was a strong brand for them. OC16 has been around for years covering high school athletics, and they didn't want to break that brand, so they're sticking to it. Anyway, a lot of that you don't really need to know. But #HawaiiWVB, Robin Amo Santos beginning her first season at the helm, being head coach after, of course, Dave Shoji retired.
This is a huge transition. If you live in Hawaii, even if you don't pay attention to sports, you know who Dave Shoji is. If you don't, for some reason,
you're living under a rock.
Who's Dave Shoji?
Yeah. So you know, Dave's coached for over 40 years for the Wahine Volleyball program. So it's going to be interesting to see another face on the sidelines with a whole new coaching staff, a whole new look to the team. They got new uniforms, new uniform sponsors. I think they just went for a complete different look. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this team reacts, how they're going to be able to compete, and should be fun to watch. Friday, first game against Marquette. Game on starts at 6:30, so this is kind of on my mind right now. Is getting ready for the season.
Yeah, and we want to say aloha to some folks who are watching us now.
Yeah.
It's always fun. So I got my phone this week. Usually we have a laptop, but this was really on the fly. So we want to say hi, Kin Lee.
He watches almost every week,
which is so cool.
Thank you.
Wallace Nishimura, and I believe Wallace is on the Big Island, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Dennis writing in saying I look gorgeous. Mahalo, Dennis. And of course, Grace. Love you, Grace. Thank you for watching. And I am Q Designers. So thank you so much. What's up, Ricardo? Hola and aloha, as you said. So let us know what your hashtag is this week. We want to know what you're thinking about, what's on your mind. Ryan is Wahine Volleyball. I am Mom Somnia. And one thing that caught our attention, you know, we like to do sort of hot topics, if you will, and it's actually the lead story in the paper today, and that is Kalihi. You know, Kaka'ako has gone through like a rebranding, a resurgence. If you came through here a decade ago, it's all industrial, auto shops, appliance stores, not necessarily the kind of place you would imagine this whole live, work, and play concept, but it has gotten up and running. Howard Hughes has put a ton of money into this, as has Kamehameha Schools and a bunch of different developers, and now we have this resurgence in this neighborhood. They want to do the same thing in Kalihi.
Yeah, there's a number of factors that have to determine what happens in Kalihi, and a lot of that is based on Governor Ige's, I think they're calling it Kalihi 21st Century Initiative. But really the main component is trying to get the prison out of Kalihi.
Yeah.
They're trying to find a new place for the prison there to get out of that area, to free up that space and allow some opportunities for future development. The big problem is that there isn't a lot of state land in that area, so it's really going to be about strategically finding ways to take areas like the prison as well as the public housing that is also there. Our meal is right here as we come in.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
These look delicious.
So we actually got the steak salad.
Cool, thank you.
Great. Thank you very much.
So we're not going to eat on camera because nobody looks good doing that, but we want to show you.
Yeah,
we both ordered steak salads.
Good size.
Looks like 3 skewers of steak, and I want to taste this dressing. It's like a nice vinaigrette, nice and tart.
But again, there's a lot of things on the menu, so make sure you come down here. A lot of great pastries.
Yeah, and you
drinks.
might be familiar with this brand actually because they are in Kailua. They're right by the Times and Lani Kaiju's right in Kailua, where we were a couple weeks ago, kind of close to B&T. And now they've expanded, and there's so many coffee shops in this area. You've got Starbucks, you've got Arvo, which I love because they got that avocado toast, which is like the most Instagram thing. Yeah. And then there's another coffee shop on the inside.
Right.
So there's like 4 or 5. I mean, if you need some caffeine.
Yeah, including bubble tea. There's Mr. Tea that's also here. So yeah, a lot of options. But anyway, going back to Kalihi, so it'll be interesting to see because there's also housing, public housing that is there, so they're going to have to redevelop. This is a long-term plan. This is not going to happen anytime overnight. Ben J is watching. Thanks, Ben J, watching from San Francisco. So, this is not going to be something that happens anytime soon for Kalihi, but I think it's much needed. You look at the amount of people that are living there. They want an opportunity for there to be growth in that area where people can live, work, and play in Kalihi and provide affordable housing. So I think Kalihi is one of those forgotten districts, and it'd be great to see some of those older buildings start to get restored and really try to revitalize that area.
Well, plus, like, who doesn't want to live in town? If you think about it, if you work downtown or in this area and you could live in Kalihi, that commute would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of having new construction. And if you look at these pictures, I mean, hard to picture it now, but 10 years ago, Kaka'ako didn't look this way.
Right,
and
exactly.
It would be pretty amazing if this actually comes to fruition. So we'll track it for you in 10 years. We'll do a hashtag Hawaii from there, and who knows?
We'll still be doing hashtag Hawaii in 10 years.
Hey, I'm committed. I'm in.
Yeah,
man.
there you go.
So you'll notice that, Kathy M has joined us. Hi, Kathy. Good to talk to you. Good to see you, or talk to you kind of one-way street. Tell us what your hashtag is this week. And Yasmin is watching.
Oh.
Yasmin, tell us what your hashtag is this week. My guess is that she's thinking about London and Paris.
And Paris. Great trip. She almost lost her phone there. Yasmin Dar, our friend from KITV, who now actually works in the governor's office managing social media. She should be working, but maybe she's not. She's taking lunch break.
Hey, this is media research.
Yeah,
we're talking about the governor's initiative
there
right
you
now.
Go. Yeah,
so
okay.
There is a tie-in. And hey, Curtis. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Going to the gym for lunch is hashtag.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah. So
I didn't work out today.
But so one of the things that you're really into is the bar, right?
I love bar method.
Talk to us a little bit about that, because I'm not. I mean, I think of ballet dancers.
I really want Ryan to come with me, and there are some dudes who go.
I don't think I could do it. But what is the general idea?
So the idea is to combine yoga and Pilates and ballet, and basically turn it into this workout where you are doing some plies and leg lifts and things like that. But I'm not a ballerina, obviously. Right. Like, come on. But I love yoga and I love Pilates, and I got really into this workout. I got into it when I was pregnant because it's really low impact, but I stayed with it because it's really fun, it's hard, and kind of has like to me, like a spa environment. Like you feel like really pampered when you go there.
Really?
It's a workout that makes you feel really beautiful, I think. And or really manly if you are a guy. And I actually, at the end of this month, I'm going to be hosting a bar Beyonce party where I'm going to do a private bar class, and
to Beyonce.
And it's all Beyonce music. Okay. And I'm going to invite a bunch of girlfriends that haven't tried it, and Ryan. Hopefully he'll come. And we're also going to open it up to do like an Instagram contest on my Instagram.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to invite some people who I don't necessarily know in real life, but who follow me on Instagram.
Cool.
So watch my Instagram for that. So you'll have a chance to take the Beyonce class, and hopefully you will come.
Well, Yasmin does it, and she just commented that that's one of the things that she did to help get her body back in shape. She, of course, had 2 children as well. But we also know our good friends, Ashley Nagaoka does it.
Yeah,
Malika
she's
Dudley
the one. Yeah, and Malika's a real devotee. Like, her body's ridiculous. All these girls, they look amazing. It might be jeans, it might be bar, who knows?
Might be bar. Well, I actually do something called Sculpt, and I got turned on to Sculpt by this lady right here sitting next to me. What was that, almost like about a year ago, I think, that you had, maybe more than that, because it was before you had.
It was before I had the baby, right?
Yeah, so maybe 2 years. Going on now.
Time flies.
So I do combination of Sculpt at Core Power Yoga as well as CrossFit.
Yeah,
so
and for people who haven't gone to a Sculpt class, this is not like, your Namaste Om Shanti kind of yoga. Like not. This is like intense. Tell us about it. And so the room is so hot.
Yeah, so it's like a heated room yoga, which is close to like the Bikram yoga, but they also incorporate weights. So you're doing different muscle groups over a span of an hour to music. As well as incorporating those yoga poses, so you could be in a warrior too, but also doing a bicep curl at the top. So it's a unique feature, but it's a very popular class. It's gotten a lot busier over time,
and you
actually have to go early.
Yeah,
where there's lines now outside the door. I think they need another Core Power Yoga in town besides Kahala and the one at Ward. So.
Oh, I like that. Yasmin's hashtag is "Wish I were still on vacation." We all feel like that all the time, right?
Oh my gosh, this week has been insane.
And Jim Cajano is watching. You know who that is? That's Papa Cage.
Oh,
that's Pete Cajano's dad. Shout out to him.
Good
He's
to
watching from Florida. Aloha, thank you for watching. His son, of course, is the main weather anchor over at KITV, and we watch him for our forecast on the daily. And Pete, please do something about this heat. Thank you. And the humidity, we're not going to be here to talk about the weather, but it's hot.
It's hot. It's hot. The other thing that is on my mind in the midst of all this craziness is, of course, I'm moving still, so I'm going to be doing that this weekend. But we started off this hashtag Hawaii with me talking about Game of Thrones. Believe it or not, this is the season finale. It's happening this week.
Are you sad?
It's hard. It's really sad.
You know,
it's
he has like
big
a
part
GOT
of my life.
Party every Sunday, and if you watch his Instagram stories, I'm really into Instagram stories right now. I just love it. Like just clicking through, because I feel like you get more access. Like Instagram photos are nice, but they're all like filtered and edited, whatever. Stories, it's like you get the real deal. I don't like they expire though. Like that kind of stresses me out because I don't want to miss, right? But his stories are always fun if you watch Monday morning, because it's his whole Game of Thrones party.
So I do,
night.
We do a weekly drink special. So we create cocktails based around things that are happening in the show. We do games, and it's a great way, I think, overall, of just building like camaraderie with your friends and strangers too. We've invited people that knew the show, I found that they liked the show, and now we're friends. Game of Thrones is bringing people together. All right, it's so much more than just a medieval.
So what's going to be your next show?
I don't know. Homeland I'm big on as well, so that will probably be coming up.
Can you do like Homeland parties? It's not
it's not the same. Game of Thrones is very distinct. There's Walking Dead as well. But that's not something that...
It's like the same kind of violent vein, right?
Yeah, but it's not nearly as great as Game of Thrones. So a lot of people I know are very interested in that happening this week. And also the big fight that's also happening on Saturday. So there's a lot of things that are happening on television.
Yeah, but we want to know, of course, what's happening with you. Ben says that he loves hashtag Hawaii, that it should be a local talk show. Well, Ben, it is a local talk show. It just happens to be on Facebook. And we have no sponsor, and we have no salary.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a talk show.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's a show. We're talking.
Yeah.
And next week, we're going to take you somewhere really cool. We're not going to tell you yet, but it's going to be somewhere educational.
Right.
My mom's going back to the Big Island, so our producer, Kaya, will be back. So we're going somewhere kind of age appropriate, and we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Deanie Lee also saying hi, and again, tell us what your hashtag is. Are you still doing intermittent fasting?
So I was up until this week when I started moving and things got kind of crazy, and I just don't know that it's for me.
Okay, that's fine.
I just don't know that I can. I mean, it's crazy how your body adjusts over time.
Tell people, if you haven't watched our show in the past, intermittent fasting.
I feel like this is like a constant topic.
that we're experimenting with. Intermittent fasting is not changing what you eat; it's just changing when you eat it.
Right.
So you eat in a short window. In my case, it's 8 hours. Sometimes I can get it to 6, but not any shorter than that. So that means like from noon to 8, you're allowed to eat, and then anytime after that, you just drink water or black coffee.
My thing is that I tend to work out sometimes in the morning, and if I don't eat anything before 11 or 12, I just don't feel good. You know, I'm exerting a lot of energy. If I'm playing beach volleyball or doing something outdoors, it's just my body just kind of shuts down. So I don't know that it's the best fit for my lifestyle. Maybe
but
if I
got a friend who I met who's like really into it.
Yeah, but he does it in the 4 hours. Yeah. But I think he does most of his things in the afternoon. So I think it's a difference if you're working on a full sub. Like at least you have something in you, rather than in the middle of your fast that you start doing this workout. So it's been a challenge to that degree. So I don't know that it's for me based on my current lifestyle. So
you know what's also funny is I was looking at Ryan's, I think it was your Instagram stories, and you had just like a shopping cart full of shoes. His moving method right now is pretty ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I mean, he's moving literally next door.
So it's almost like if you live in a big house, I'm moving from like one bedroom maybe to the other side of the house is really what's happening. No elevators. So I'm just putting things in shopping carts and wheeling them across the hall. But I didn't realize how much shoes I have. I have a lot of shoes. So
are you doing any kind of purging?
I am. I got rid of, I think, about 12 pairs. And that was still, the wagon full of shoes was still what was left. Don't judge me. Let's change the topic. Let's change the topic here. But anyway.
And Colleen Ching from KITV also joining us. Hi, Colleen. She is the sales manager over at KITV Island News. What's up to her? Her son just turned 1, so happy birthday to him. He was born right before Kaya. And, I think for moms out there, you survive the first year and you feel like, crossed a big hurdle, right? You kind of made it. Everybody's alive. Everybody's here. Like we're all good.
We're good.
Yeah. And for her,
it's smooth sailing from here on out. I don't know about that.
Baby number 2 for her. So I think that even adds another layer. So congratulations for that.
One of the
high as well.
We were talking earlier. Of course, we are here again at Morning Brew, which is in Kaka'ako. A lot of development that's happening here in the area. One thing that I attended last week was the blessing for Keho Lane, which is coming up right across the street here. It's part of, sort of a Stanford and Carr, I think, is a part of that commitment. Schools is part of that development as well. But that's going to be where Down to Earth will actually be popping up as well. And I think the other place is called, what is it called? It's the creators of Uncle Bo's.
I don't know it.
Yaya. So Yaya is a new restaurant that's actually also opening up here in the area.
And there's a lot of little places, like there's that sushi rice roll place, which I haven't
Cafe.
been to. Yeah, how is that?
It's good. It's a little bit pricey, but you're basically, it's like, imagine if you're going to Subway and you build your sushi roll and it looks sometimes like a burrito. It's really big. So.
The thing is, I don't want to eat a ton of rice.
Yeah.
Is it a lot of rice?
It's a lot of rice, but you can actually do bowls and salad and things like that. So there's a lot of
options. Like cool little places, and then one of my favorite places, like I'm a bargain hunter, I gotta tell you, so there's this consignment store that's called Pizzazz that's just down the street here, and I go there all the time. They used to be at Kahala Mall. No guy stuff though, sorry.
No, I'm okay. I don't need to shop anymore.
He's got a shopping cart full of shoes, so no need. But I love to go there and, you know, sell dresses and buy new ones because, you know, you always want to update stuff, and it's better for the planet, right? Because we're creating so much waste by all this clothing that we're creating, because a lot of it is plastic based, so it's going to be around with us forever.
Right.
And it's fun. I don't know. I like the hunt and, you know, the discovery.
Yeah, totally.
Sarah Sarkis is joining us. My mom is watching. My mom's supposed to be watching the baby, so if my mom is watching us, who's watching the baby, Mom?
The baby's watching your mom.
Yeah, probably.
So plans this weekend? Anything big going on for you?
Going on this weekend. I can't check my phone. I feel like I have this, like I said, momsomnia, so I actually don't know. I know I have something on Saturday, but I can't remember what it is.
Right.
How about you?
Start Wahine Volleyball, so I'll be doing that every night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Game of Thrones Sunday night right after. And then I also am moving, so I'm going to be moving to my place. So everything, busy weekend again for me. And then I'm going to be going to LA on Monday. I said that last week, but I'm doing it this week. Just because I need to get it done.
And if you didn't join us last week, we're at the top of the Coca Crater stairs, and Ryan was explaining how he goes to IKEA and then he ships everything to this island for $250.
It's so cheap. It's worth it. I use miles to get up there. It's called H2O Logistics. I should be a spokesperson for them because I keep promoting them to all my friends and family. But H2O Logistics, great way to ship things back from the mainland back here to Hawaii. So I'll be heading up there. Hopefully, well, I bought my ticket on Monday, so I'm pretty much sure I'm going. So.
So my sort of indulgence is coffee, like that's what I wanted to try this matcha latte because I feel like I'm drinking a little bit too much coffee these days, thanks to the momsomnia. So, and why do you get the soy? Do you just like the taste of soy? You think it's healthier than the dairy?
I do like the taste of soy better, and I'm not a big milk fan, so yeah, this is very strong matcha. So if you like matcha tea, this is
and
definitely.
And matcha is supposed to be super good for you. All the antioxidants, you know, anything to keep us young and healthy. I'm still using. A couple weeks ago, I talked about this product with stem cells from South Korea that I'm trying. Yeah, Ryan's a little freaked out by it. What they do is they take a sample, I guess, from a woman, like from the abdominal fat. This is all voluntary. These women are paid, and then they grow a stem cell culture, and then they put it into this Japanese lotion that may or may not go on sale at the Kahala Resort. They're thinking about carrying it in their spa there, so I was invited to try it.
Okay.
And you know, I'm trying it. It seems like it's okay. I don't know. I took some pictures of myself, and then I'm going to finish the bottle and take some afters and
see what happens.
Are you one of those guys who does a lot, or you just bar a soap and?
If that.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone else asks me what my skin regimen is. I'm like, I don't really have one.
But sunscreen.
Yeah, not like religiously though.
But the amount of beach volleyball you play.
I know. I should be a little bit more careful about that. Speaking of the sun, one of the big things that happened throughout the country, like that segue, speaking of the sun, how about the total eclipse that happened over the week? It was crazy to see.
I slept through it.
I mean, it
wasn't anything for us here.
I mean, there was a sliver of it, and I think it got dark for a second. But crazy to see all of those eclipse parties that were happening throughout the country. They called it one of the biggest traffic jams ever in America because everybody drove to these places and then they had to drive back right after. And so,
well, we're both on the Big Island, and I remember the eclipse in 1991.
I do
it was a huge deal.
It was, and it was raining in Hilo. It was horrible.
Everybody had those glasses, and it was like such a big deal. I don't remember actually seeing the eclipse. I just remember all the hype around it.
I remember there was this one image of a sun that had a sad face and the moon had a happy face because it was blocking like the sun. That's what I remember from the 1991 eclipse. And then it raining a lot, and I just remember it just being sunny and then got dark and then got bright again. So, but it looked like a lot of people had fun, and a lot of stories on Instagram. It's a lot of things that people were posting about the total eclipse that happened on the mainland that we didn't really get to see here in Hawaii.
And if you want to see good photos, go to Anthony Quintano's Instagram. He went to Jackson Hole.
Oh, so he went up with
that? He flew up there. Malika Dudley also is another person who flew up there, and their pictures are awesome. The pictures from here, not so
I think it's one of those things too. If you watch it, it's not if you weren't there to experience it, you're like, whatever. But for those people that are there, I mean, there were people that were crying. Like, it was such a big emotional experience for a lot of people, and they really got into it. But I think
when's the next one?
I think for 22 years.
Oh,
so
man.
we got some time.
We gotta prep for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should eat our steak salad soon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check these comments here real quick. Make sure that we didn't miss anyone. We love that you comment after the fact, but of course we want to hear you during.
Yeah.
Tell us where you want us to go next. Well, next week we know where we're going, but if you've got a suggestion, a new spot you want us to check out, we're going to lift up the camera for just a second and show around just a bit.
And again, we want to thank the good people here at Morning Brew for letting us sabotage their little cafe shop.
So they got cool art on the walls. You can see they serve breakfast and lunch all day, which is cool. Upstairs there's a nice area, maybe a little more quiet if you wanted to get some work done.
Yeah.
And just some good spots. And then of course there is seating outside, but it's too hot. It's too hot to mess with that today. But I really like just how big this space is. It kind of has like a warehouse,
this actually might be a good event space. I should talk to them about that.
Wheels
I'm
are
always
turning.
looking for event space, and there's a lot of opening up there. So
so it's cool.
Anyway, thank you again to Morning Brew.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us as you do every week. #Hawaii. Mom Somnia for me.
Hawaii WVB, tune in, game on, 6:30 on Friday.
Oh yeah, and watch Insights tomorrow. I'll be on PBS Hawaii.
And then watch Game On. We're just plugging our shows here. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good week.
Aloha.